Big respects, Ellen. What a go on, Carolyn Massive. Good for see the whole lot come out here tonight, man. The first day of summer, I feel like I'm there at Jamaica and I decide to come in at the place here to listen to the talk. So big respects. Alright, let me translate now in English. Evening, Carolyn Massive. Good to see all of you here. The first day of summer, you feel like you're in Jamaica, and instead of coming, staying outside, decide to come and listen to the talk. So big respects. Alright, and thank you, Ellen, for that warm welcome. Thanks to the Don Darling and the host for opening up the house to us. And I hope all of you will find what I have to say informative. I have a prepared text, and I kind of don't want to read it, but I will read, because if I read, I will stay on track and I'll be sure of what I'm saying. But I will bob and weave and leave the text and, freestyle. All right. I actually came to Germany for a conference at the University of Bayreuth. If you haven't been to Bayreuth, maybe you don't know that it's bush. But it's good to be in Cologne. Cologne is a big city. The conference ended on Sunday, and the organizer knew that I was going back to London on Friday, and she foolishly assumed that I was going to be staying in Bayreuth from Monday till Friday. So I said, what do you think I would be doing here, Go to Cologne. So I came to talk at a conference, the theme of which was looking at contested communities. It was looking at communication, narration, and imagination. And I thought, this is exactly the moment we're looking at here in Germany in terms of the reception of dancehall culture, particularly around the issue of homophobia, because what we're looking at is contestations between communities as we narrate identities and as we try to communicate and as we try to imagine other communities than our own. So I thought it was very useful to talk in this context about the whole problem of marketing reggae internationally. Using Buju Banton's lament is not an easy road as a way of shaping the discourse. So for that talk in Bayreuth, I titled my presentation, Crosstalk, Jamaican Popular Music and the Politics of Translation. I know there are many academics here, but I'm not going to make this an academic talk, but much of what I'm going to say was also part of that academic discourse. And I think it's so important for us to look at the way in which, when we try to define community, we often define who we are excluding and who we are also including, because community is about borders. So I use that telephonic metaphor of crosstalk to really signify a politics of translation, or more precisely, mistranslation. And this mistranslation often creates distortion in transcultural communication. I mean, it's a given. Anybody who has done anthropology, sociology knows this. And if I'm going too fast, please slow me down. Now, the English idiomatic expression, talking at cross purposes, for me, eloquently articulates this alienating process of speaking at rather than to an interlocutor. And in much transcultural communication, we end up talking at each other rather than talking to. The crisscrossing of meanings can destabilize the subject, provoking misunderstandings. And so, what I want to focus on this evening is the intersection of identity politics and the narratives that communities tell themselves as they imaginatively write or sing themselves into global consciousness. And when you think of the Latin origin of community and communication, we see a shared construct in the identical prefix co or com, meaning with. And this common etymology of community and communication, for me, underscores the principle of reciprocal disclosure that is central to the process of creating community. In a shared language of ritualized engagement, speakers affirm cultural commonalities. And in the absence of this mutuality of meanings, the loop of communication is broken. Language, both literal and metaphorical, functions to either distort or enhance communication, and to define or abrogate community. Now, several years ago, on another visit to Germany at an academic conference, I discovered, much to my amusement, that some reggae fans in this country thought Bob Marley's line, "No woman, no cry," meant that if you don't have a woman, then you won't cry. Come in, my friend. No woman, no cry.